What's going on, Commanders fans? As we always do, winners and losers / stock up, stock down from the game yesterday. Commanders fell to the Ravens 30-3. It was a bad, ugly game, but I expected it to happen. I said the Ravens just have good depth. I just kind of expected it to happen, but it is what it is. It's preseason. I'm not really worried. We're going to do winners and losers today. Before we do, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. So close to 2,100 subscribers, about 20 away, so help me get there. Hit that notification bell as well. Let's just start with the losers. Sam Hartman is obviously the biggest loser here, and there's another guy close to him. We'll talk about him. But Sam Hartman's the biggest loser. 2 interceptions. One of the interceptions was a pick six, and then he fumbles the football while getting sacked on right before the half. So it was a terrible game for Sam Hartman, but I can tell you one thing. I think that the Commanders may keep him, and I'm not a fan of keeping Sam Hartman anywhere near my team after the way he performed in the preseason, but I'm just giving you this perspective. I think the Commanders may keep Sam Hartman on the practice squad because of what he does for Jaden Daniels, because of the relationship that he has with Jaden Daniels, and because of the work that he puts in with Jaden Daniels. And I think that, Adam Peters, they really care what Jaden Daniels wants, what their guy wants. They don't necessarily care what Sam Hartman does on the field. They just care, what he does for Jaden Daniels. And him and Jaden Daniels have a really good relationship. I think they might keep him on the practice squad. And keep in mind, if you're down to a third or fourth quarterback and you have to pull someone up from the practice squad, you're not in a good spot anyway. Why are we worried about third and fourth quarterbacks on the roster? Why are we worried about Josh Johnson and Sam Hartman? If you're down to one of those guys, your season's done already. So don't worry about that. But obviously the other loser was Josh Johnson in the quarterback room. Looked okay. Definitely more poised, more solid than Sam Hartman, but threw that interception in the end zone. Thought it should have been thrown a little bit sooner, but bad throw nonetheless. And you just didn't want to see that. But he looked more poised than Sam Hartman, but he still threw the interception. He still didn't look great. And if it was up to me, I wouldn't have either of these guys lined up to be my quarterback 3. I just wouldn't. But we'll see what they decide to do. But those are probably the 2 biggest losers in this game. I think Carlin Biggers was another big loser. If he wasn't already a human sacrifice versus the Patriots, now it's even worse. He had a bad holding call with bad coverage. I mean, it was bad, I thought the run defense was a loser as well. I thought they were all losers because early in the game, Ravens just crammed it down our throat. And then they kind of did that the whole game. I also thought the secondary was losers. The Ravens passing it all over us, whether it was Devin Leary, whether it was Cooper Rush, just passing the football all over the field. Wherever they wanted to pass the ball, they could get it there. And these are our third and fourth stringers. So am I worried? Again, no, I'm not. But these, those are just losers from yesterday. They just didn't look good. I think Jeremy McNichols I think you could consider him a loser. He had 3 carries for -4 yards. One time, Luke Mccafrey missed a block and he got stuffed in the backfield, but another time he just got stuffed in the backfield. They tried to give him the ball, tried to run it with him, and he just didn't do anything, but that's not really his purpose anyway. He's a blocking running back, as we know, so that's not really his purpose from the start. So am I really worried about him? Again, no. I think Luke Mccafrey was another loser. Yes, he had a few catches. Yes, he had a few yards, but early in that game, it was like, how many Luke McCaffrey screens are you going to try until you realize that it doesn't work? This guy, he doesn't look shifty enough to me. He doesn't look strong enough to me. He doesn't look big enough to me. Am I missing something? I mean, I don't see it in Luke McCaffrey. And I know it's the popular thing to do, to come online and hate on Luke McCaffrey, but I'm leading the charge. I don't see it from Luke McCaffrey. And then here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that makes Luke McCaffrey a loser is, why is Jalen Lane not playing, and why is Luke McCaffrey playing in the second quarter of the third preseason game? Why is that happening? That tells me that Jalen Lane is already ahead of Luke McCaffrey and lined up to possibly be your starting slot wide receiver, which I prayed for. I prayed for times like this. I don't want Luke McCaffrey as my starting slot wide receiver. I don't. Another loser, Chris Moore. What else is new? Dropping passes. The dude just, he's terrible. I can't watch it. Also another loser, KJ Osborne. Osborne dropped some passes and, he had some catches, but he dropped a screen and I thought it was ugly. He just didn't look great. Okay, so correct me in the comments if I missed anyone, but I don't think I did. Oh, Matt Gay. I know Matt Gay had some good kicks. He made some field goals. He made some extra points. Or he made one field goal and no extra points. He just made one field goal yesterday. That's why we only had 3 points. But he missed the opening. I think it might have been, can't remember. I know it was like a 52-yarder. It was one of the opening drives for the team. Matt Gay misses the field goal. And we need a reliable kicker. And I don't think Matt Gay's a reliable kicker. You would hope and you would think the guy that you pay the most guaranteed money for a kicker would be reliable, but it just doesn't seem like that. Bring in competition for Matt Gay, please. I don't care if it's Austin Seibert. I don't care if it's Zane Gonzalez. Bring in competition, please, because the dude is not reliable. I'm tired of watching extra points and field goals like shaking. I'm tired of it. I am. I'm really tired of it. Especially after trading for a kicker last year. All that we went through. Okay, let's get to the winners. I think Kaz Allen was a winner. Did good returning kicks / punts. He had 8 carries for 36 yards. I thought he did good. 4.5 on average. I thought Chris Rodriguez, I'm not sure why he was in the game. But when he was in the game, boy, did he hit the hole hard. And pause. And he looked good. He looked like he ran with force. 5 carries, 34 yards, 6.8 on average. There was one where he hit it right up the middle. And if he didn't trip, that could have been a big run. So, I think those were the 2 backs that I thought looked pretty good. I thought Colson Yankoff was a winner. We all know the 52-yard reception that he had. Banged off a defender and then, went up the field. I thought that was a nice play. I think Colson Yankoff already does enough on the special team side of things to have a spot on the roster, but we knew they were probably going to keep 4 tight ends anyway. I think this kind of ensured that 52-yard play for Colson Yankoff. I think Ja'Cory Brooks was another winner. It always seems like the first and second quarter, we just don't see Ja'Cory Brooks, and then the third quarter, he'll have a few catches. He did the same yesterday, 4 catches for 24 yards, 6.0 yards on average. He always looks pretty good in these games. I thought he was a winner. Got open sometimes. And he didn't drop the football. So, in this wide receiver room, if you don't drop the football, you have a case to make the roster. Because you have so many guys that drop the football. Lawrence Cager, give me him as a winner. Doesn't mean he's going to make the roster. If I list you as a winner, doesn't mean you're making the roster. But he had a few catches. I thought he looked good. He's big. He has a good profile. So, we'll see what they do with him. I think Michael Gallup had a good day. Not necessarily a winner day, but he had a good day. Ale Cajo. Oh, Tay Martin. Tay Martin's my other winner. Had 1 reception yesterday, but he just continues to look good. He doesn't drop the football. He does get open. And he just continues to impress me, from what he was brought in here to do. Like, he was not supposed to be even in the conversation to make the roster. On the defensive side of the ball, my one big winner was Ali Cajo. He had 6 tackles. He looked good, and this was kind of his coming out party. I've seen a lot of media talking about him, a lot of stuff on him. He looked really good yesterday. Undrafted free agent. We'll see what he can do. He's another UCLA linebacker, Ken Norton Jr. guy. We'll see what he can do, but I like him so far, and I think he looks good. If you see a world where Jordan McGee can't stay healthy and Jordan McGee can't get on the field, like maybe you have your replacement there. If you can find, what you need in Ali Cajo. But he was definitely a winner. And then that takes me to Jordan McGee. Jordan McGee had 3 tackles. He was a winner. Played, 1 or 2 drives, but he was out there nonetheless. Finally not injured. Boy, did he look good. If this dude can stay healthy, he can be good. But can McGee stay healthy? That's his big question. I thought, speaking of the linebacker room, I thought Kay Medrano looked good. I don't necessarily think he was a winner, but he looked pretty good. I I thought the Bassi dude, the Esang Bassi guy that they signed a few days ago, I thought he looked good. He had a big play, big hit. I thought it was really nice, and he came up celebrating. I thought Duke Riley had a good game. He made some plays. Tyler Owens looked flashy. He had a few nice plays as well. He looked pretty good. Norrell Pollard looked good. He had a few plays, big up the middle. And so, yeah, I think they all looked pretty good. Kaz Allen, 2 returns, 46 yards. Demetric Felton, 2 returns, 33 yards. So it was an ugly game, but there was, it's the preseason. It's game 3 of the preseason, so it just doesn't really matter. And we are now 2 weeks away from the game versus the Giants, and I hope this team's ready. Terry McLaurin's sitting on the sideline. There was, a video of him just sitting on the sideline. I guess he was a loser yesterday. Forced to show up, had the hoodie on, incognito, and he was just sitting on the sideline, just not really talking to anyone. He didn't talk to anyone. I saw him talking to Bobby Wagner once, but that's it. That's all I saw him talking to. And meanwhile, you see Deebo Samuel and Jaden Daniels on the sidelines laughing with each other. I would love to see Terry over there. Love to see it. But Terry just kind of had his hood up, head down, and just looked depressed. Really looked depressed yesterday. So I'm not sure where the contract situation is. I hope they get something done. Do I think they're going to get something done? I can't tell you that because I don't, I've said they're going to get something done the whole offseason, and they really haven't. So I hope that they can get something done soon, but we'll see. I mean, it was a game where barely anyone played, and JCM didn't play. Josh Connerly, Trey Amos did play. Trey Amos was locked down for a few plays. He was off the field. They got him off there quick. Not sure why he suited up. I guess because he missed Monday night's game, so they wanted to suit him up. But yeah, overall, ugly game for the depth players. Ugly game for Sam Hartman. Ugly game for Josh Johnson. We'll see what they do with those guys. But now the next goal is just through the next 2 weeks, we're going to start real practice. They're going to get 4 o'clock on Monday is when you have to have your roster down to 53 players. Let's get a Terry extension done today. Let's get it done today on a Sunday where you're not doing anything. Get it done, please. If your plan is to just keep him under your current contract, please tell Terry McLaurin that, But I hate seeing Terry McLaurin like this. I hate it because he just looks so depressed. And you think about what happened last year. It's like, we were so jolly and happy, and now look at it. I mean, it's just the relationship is just fractured. I feel bad for Terry McLaurin, but if he's asking for DK Metcalf money, what is Adam Peters supposed to do? You can't just sit here and give him that type of money. I'd give him $30 million, but I don't think Terry McLaurin's coming down. I think the Commanders have come up, and I think they're on the point where they're probably on their final offer. I think they're finally getting to their final offer. Their final offer is probably going to be about $28 million, and if Terry doesn't take that, then it's you're playing under your current contract, buddy. If you're taking $28 million, you're making 60, so you have $60 million. That's what his full contract is. He's making $60 million on his current contract right now. If you get to $28 million, that's $88 million. That's a $28 million raise. That's you go up considerably. You make considerably more money this year, or all your years than you would under this current contract. So why don't you just accept the offer? You have dudes like Tyson Bagent crying over getting extended for $10 million. Just take it, man. Please. But hail to the Washington Commanders, as always. You guys have a great rest of your Sunday. That's going to do it for me. Peace.